What is up, y'all? So, haven't did an energy reading in a minute, and lately, my energy has been given, you need to do a reading, like for real. Especially yesterday's full moon, like, why the first card up the top is the devil? Vice, temptation, self-control, and desire. I'm gonna keep it even though I didn't shuffle the cards, because the way that it just happened, it kind of fell out, but it didn't necessarily fall out. But the fortune cookie message that I got: try something new this month. So I'm taking it as talking about January. The numbers of the card is 8, 9, 16, 23, 49, 53. So I guess talking about 2023. 2023 ain't over yet, but interesting. So I was just reading in the book, in the Chocolate for a Woman's Soul. She was talking about receiving a sign from God, like praying to God to show you a sign, the sign you needed, you really need right then in that moment. But also being patient for it to come and not expecting God to reveal things to you when you want them. Because in the book, she prayed to God for a sign that night, and God didn't give her a sign that night. God actually gave her a sign that morning. But that night before she go to bed, she was worried. She was doubting she was doubting it. She was basically hoping that tomorrow would never come, and this, that, and the third. And it did, and it turned out to be better than she expected, and it caught her off guard. So it's like, God be knowing. God see things that you don't even pay attention to. So it's like, that's why lately I've been seeding my heart in prayer. Like, I don't do it as much as I can, and I should. But I will be doing better, because I kid you not, ever since I started praying more often, I started seeing a better version of myself. And in order for me to stay consistent and see things how I need to see them, prayer is all I can do. Sit in my quiet times with God and just be there. Because, like, don't get me wrong, making these videos is another form of quiet time for me, because it's me processing the lessons and blessings of life and whatever else it is. But the actual solitude sessions that I be having with God be better than my smoke sessions, which is interesting to me. It's crazy is, talk about this fortune. It said try something new this month. The card that came out is the Fool. It's about a new beginning, a start. So what y'all see? Ooh. We shall see, we shall see, we shall see. You got the Devil and the Fool. The risk of going against the grain. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world, but the unreasonable one persists in adapting the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. I'm going to repeat it. The reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in adapting the world to himself. Therefore, all progress relies on the unreasonable man. I heard that quote come out of Nipsey Hussle mouth one time, and that I need that on my body though. I ain't gonna flash. I don't know where I'm gonna get it. I don't know why whenever I say I want it on my body, I look at my arms first. Like I don't have legs, or ass, and thighs, a foot, or whatever, or stomach. I already know what I'm getting on my back, so I ain't getting it up. But I could get it on my stomach right here. Not right here though. Right here. But I want a spider on my stomach. I don't know. Anyway, that's besides the point. That's besides the point. That's besides the point. But the quote itself, the reasonable man adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists in adapting the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable one. Okay, so that quote is so liberating because, okay, so the reasonable one, think of like your regular 9 to 5. Oh, perfect example. If you saw my post, I posted it this morning, but it was from a mirror that I saw yesterday. It said that I'm too creative for a 9 to 5. So the unreasonable one, okay, so the reasonable one will be the 9 to 5 worker. The unreasonable one will be the creative. So think of the quote now, like, the reasonable one, the 9 to 5 worker, adapts himself to the world. But the unreasonable one, the creative, persists in adapting the world to himself. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. It's a powerful quote, especially when you put it that way. Because it's like, when you take charge of your own life, when you focus on what your needs and wants and desires, and from a pure place, then everything starts to reveal itself to you as it should. You start making progress in areas that you didn't even know that you was working in. Or as opposed to a 9 to 5 worker, you get stuck in a mundane complacency perspective where yesterday is the same as tomorrow, tomorrow was the same as today type of thing. That makes sense. Me personally, I don't like that. Like, that's why I made my channel the way I made it. Like, if you're looking at it, probably like there's no clear direction on what to expect from this channel. But that's the purest place. That's the purest place I can create. Is from my heart. So however I'm feeling in the moment, whatever's on my mind is what I'm giving. Instead of me focusing on the things that I cannot control or the things that are meaningless to both me and whoever's listening. Focus on me, which I care much about. So it's like, if you're listening, if you're watching, you're still here, that means you must care a little bit. Or you're just bored and you want to watch me and be nosy. But you still care if you're doing that, because I don't watch things I don't care about. I don't pay attention to things I don't care about. I don't even go places where I don't care about. Like, no. Like, I said this yesterday. I think it was yesterday or the day, or sometime last week. But I said, I go where God pushed me, not where my ego pulls me. Like, talk about mastering the art of that. Like, I am working on completely detaching from everyone and everything, like, in a real sense. Like, and it's difficult because it's like, I've realized that I hold so much resentment towards a lot of people, places, and things. And it's all from unsettled thoughts and feelings, like, that circulate throughout my mind. Because sometimes it's like, why do you still think about that? I be asking myself that often. But then it's like, my mind is still there sometimes. Like, but I think of Kevin Hart. He said, that if you don't forgive, then you're gonna be forever stuck in that mindset of when you got hurt. And like, if I'm really being honest and like really diving deep into the depths of my mind, it be there sometimes. Like, it be something that like I still be stuck and stagnant, and the little girl that I just they like to fall off in the corner and just hush sometimes. Just only because I found peace there. I found comfort there. It'd be cool there. It'd be cool. That's what, like, the corner be a cool place in the room. Like when everywhere is hot, you find you a nice little corner. I'm talking about like this corner back here where you got both sides of the wall. So if you ever get cold, you can lean up on the wall and it'll give you a little air real quick. But then also understand, you can lean up in that corner and be in that wall, but understand you're gonna get cold. It's a cold ass world sitting in the corner. Man, it's a cold ass world out here, period. It's crazy. The first card that came out symbolizes a Virgo. It's the king of Pentacles, which is the symbolism of cold. But it's like, it just had to be the King of Pentacles. Well, the King of Spades still. Speaking of cold, he's standing that nigga. The messages that come out, the messages from Spirit that come out, like, from things I didn't even say what was on my mind. But a card came out and it showed me exactly what that comment was. Okay. We're there. Good to know God's in the building. Shout out to God. Gratitude to everyone and everything. Like, I've been learning about myself that how deeply I feel for life and everything, it may not translate well to everybody, how I view things. But man, when I tell you I feel so deeply about a lot of things, like, I feel the things that people may not even know is there about themselves, like, or that's ignoring these certain things about themselves. Like, I feel everything deeply. Like, I guess that's part of my devilish thing. Like, it come off as naivete sometimes, but I feel everything deeply. Like, I don't even know how to explain it for real. Like, it's the best way I can explain it is this quote that I saw. They was talking about a snake. So, in this quote, when they was talking about the snake, they said, a snake is the most grounded creature because it has no legs, it has no hands. So its body slithers on the earth and it feels the earth's vibrations. That's how it knows when danger is near, when it's safe to come out and all of that. So, yeah. That's how my body acts sometimes. It acts like, it's like I be having my energy be slithering everywhere, and it's, ooh, what is that? My bad. But it's like my energy be slithers like a snake in the room, and it puts me on to the vibrations of the area I'm in. It's a shade pro tip if you understand what I'm talking about. So when I say I feel everything deeply, like I'm grounded. Like even when I'm not grounded, it's worse than when I'm grounded. Since I'm being in a seat of being in that grounded center space, I can see it clearly, and I can see how I play a role in it as well. But being in the ungrounded center, it's so chaotic. It's so chaotic. My mind be. But yesterday I actually got to sit in a grounded perspective with my energy when I'm in a room with other people, and it was quite interesting for me to see myself in that light. Only because, well, I'll talk that in another video, because I actually want to reflect on that as a whole. So we're gonna finish up this reading because I've been talking a lot. I don't like this lineup. It's not giving an understanding like I need. We're gonna start with the animals. That's where we're gonna start with the animals. They always come through with the come through. These muscles getting out for real. I got hair under my arms. I'm definitely that girl. All we want in this life is peace, prosperity, and a little paper. Objects, they seem greater. But as we do, all we want in this life is peace, prosperity, and a little paper. Objects, they seem greater. But as we do. Me not gonna need nothing else but health, wealth, and knowledge of myself. Shout out to KRS-One and A Tribe Called Quest. The first song I was singing is A Tribe Called Quest. Health, wealth, and self, that's KRS-One. Oh, the owl. No, Pseudo. Well, it's still an owl. It's a Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to the signs and the omens from above. Mind you, I was just talking about the book that I read. I'm gonna do a second animal. Animal. Roadrunner. Keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. Okay, me. Mentioning the road runner and not making that sound is crazy to me. For sure. I need that one. Me. We're gonna first start off with Puedo. Pueo. Hawaiian owl. Shout out to the Hawaiian owl. Your ancestral spirit guides are offering you guidance now, so pay close attention to the signs and omens from them. You can receive guidance from your ancestors in the spirit world, no matter what their age, when they died, or how many generations ago they walked on the earth. They're offering you help in many ways right now, so pay close attention to the signs they give you. This guidance can come to you in many forms, whether through your eyes, ears, feelings, or thoughts. Sometimes your ancestral spirit guides appear in dreams, particularly vivid ones. You might see someone who looks like one of your ancestors or unexpectedly come across photos or memorabilia that reminds you of this person. Often, a particular animal making an entrance before you is a way in which your ancestral guide is trying to reach you. You might hear something that makes you think of a specific ancestor, or simply feeling their presence in thoughts about a certain ancestor. Especially unexpected, recurring thoughts suggest that they are nearby. Shout out to Akeem. Shout out to you, cause that's all I could just think of. Like him and Dante, like so much. They be on my mind so much. Like it's crazy. It's insane. Repetition is key here. In whatever ways your ancestors attempt to contact you, when signs continue to show up that make you think of your deceased ones, know that these physical manifestations demonstrate that they are with you. You may have known some of these ancestors in the physical world prior to their deaths, or they may be ancestors from long ago, several generations before your birth, surpassing the boundaries of conscious memory. Regardless of who they are, always give thanks to your ancestral spirit guides and appeal to these benevolent helpers whenever guidance is needed. Dignity, omen, guidance, protection, wisdom, knowledge, inspiration, mysteriousness, silence, sacredness, diversity. Almakua. Answer showing up as a spirit. Almakua. Pause, because okay, so okay. I like to binge watch shows, right? And right now I'm watching Magnum PI. So I think I mentioned this in my last video, if I'm not mistaken. But I'm watching this show, and in this particular video that's circulating through my mind right now. Pause. So the setting is in Hawaii, and it's a spiritual woman in there. She actually was in can't look her up right now because my phone. I'm looking at my phone, but she was in some show I used to watch when I was a kid. But basically she's like a spirit. She's very in tune with her spiritual side of the spiritual aspects of life, and she was sitting at the beach doing her exercises, and I guess she came across a dead owl, and she called it umakua, and she said that that's a sacred owl of Hawaii, and when the owl is dead, like coming across a dead one, it symbolizes that danger is near, and it's something that you need to trust, or like something you need to pay attention to, because you're not seeing things clearly. But in the episode, when she communicated that to the other girl, the girl wasn't listening. She wasn't here for it. But then, sure enough, like probably like the next few scenes after that, they wind up someone wind up infiltrating their house, and a whole bunch of stuff just happened. Like, and she said, she said, what? I forgot. I think her name Makona or something like that. Don't quote me on the names. I don't know. But she said, I won't ever doubt you again. When you say stuff like that, I won't ever doubt you again, because she doubted her, they got in this situation in the first place. So it's like, because you didn't trust the signs and symbols of God, that's why things happen the way they did, and that's what the Pueo. That's what the Pueo owl, Hawaiian owl symbolizes. It symbolizes paying attention to that. Like, and because I remember that from the story, from the show, I'm a forever reference that whenever I think of this owl, only because that is a lesson within itself. Like, trust your intuition. When you don't trust your intuition, when you don't trust the signs and symbols that God put in your life, then bad things happen. That's a symbolism of that. So now we finna go to the Road Runner. Speaking of that, keep your sense of humor and don't take things so seriously. When it's so tempting to view life from in all of its many manifestations, permutations, and variations as something to be taken quite seriously. Yet this is exactly the opposite of what you need to do right now. No matter what the situation, look for the humor in it. It may take time to find something, but if you look for it with this attitude in mind, you begin to see the absurdities and ironies inherent in whatever shows up in life, even in the seemingly darkest circumstances. Maintain a healthy sense of humor about most experiences. Maintaining a healthy sense of humor about most experiences causes you to be lighter in spirit, to smile unabashedly, and to appreciate life that much more. Turn that scowl upside down by doing what makes you openly laugh. Of course, there are certainly times that require a serious demeanor. Tragedies or traumatic experiences don't call for cheerfulness and humor. When these events occur, appropriate social restrictions apply that demand the expression of emotions congruent with the circumstances. However, these circumstances are temporary and, like all things, will soon pass. Other than these kinds of situations, life ironies and absurdities around. Rather than feeling personally victimized by these vagaries, take a deep breath and see the humor in the situation and have a good laugh. Speed, agility, multitasking, intelligence, adaptability, laughter, humor, ingenuity, flexibility, toning, communication, courage, self-care, and balance. That was the cards. Hey, man. That just went all over. That whole message just went over my head. But I get what it was saying. Focus on what matters. That's part of being the fool. So, like, going back to the first two cards, the devil and the fool that came out. So, think of devil like the pseudo, where the devil gonna tempt to distract you from what's real and what's fake in life. And it's up for you to use your discernment to pay attention to the signs and symbols that's in front of you. But then the fool, think of that like the road runner. It's okay to just bask in the ambience of the environment and just joke and laugh for a bit. Like me personally, some days I just don't find shit funny. Like not some days. Some days it's wild, but sometimes, like, if I don't be finding anything funny sometimes, like, legitly, like. And I'm not the type of person that's gonna force something. Like, it's in the sense I do have my control issues. They come out how they come, but actually physically forcing things, I ain't that type of person. But when I'm ready to go home, That I will force. And I be cold. And when I'm cold, I will force. I don't know. I guess we all have our own perceptions of life, I guess. I don't know why that just came to my head, but it did. But patience is a virtue. Discernment is virtuous. Discernment is a tool to know that what you are being patient towards is valuable. All we want in this life is peace, prosperity, and a little paper. Objects, they seem greater, but it's the longest reading I ever did. I'm just lingering. Today been just a lingering day. Like, I had a whole idea of what I was going to do today. I didn't get any of it done. I truly believe I needed to sleep, though. Because I got the best sleep I had in a long time. Like, see my eyes? They're not as big as they was. Because your girl needed to sleep. I didn't realize how rest broken I was till today. I just kept sleeping. Like, it was the fact that in the first place I woke up at 12. I remember when my alarm went off at 6 and at 7 and at 4 in the morning. I remember all three of those alarms. I also remember pressing snooze. But I didn't wake up until 12 today. And I don't remember the last time I did that, like, for real, for real. And the fact of me yawning right now is crazy to me. Especially with it being 10 right now. Because truth be told, after this video, I'm more than likely finna go back to sleep. We got one more card. Two. All we want in this life is peace, prosperity, and a little paper. You called upon the goddesses, and the goddess called upon you. You are being called to bear witness to your own joy, magic, and power. Will you heed the call? And to think, I haven't read. I just felt called to read that. And the card that came, the first card that came, well, one of the cards that came out is Yemaya Awakening. The other one is Mawalisa, Cosmic Power. So it's giving awakening to your cosmic power. Like, will you heed the call of the goddesses, of the gods and goddesses? Oh, my hands is so cold, but it feels good because my body is warm. Do y'all ever rub on yourself? Just like show yourself some love. But it should be. Let me read these cards because I'm not making no 40-minute video. Alright, we're gonna start with Mawalisa. Mawalisa, goddess of cosmic power. The element is air. Mawalisa is the force of mother, father, goddess. Mawal is the moon, the feminine energy, the divine feminine energy. Lisa is the sun, the divine masculine energy. They came together during a fawn eclipse to create cosmic power. You are in the right place. Release the fear of your power. You are sacred. You are magic. Now that you know this, you can no longer pretend not to. Rise up into your magnificence. Love and accept yourself fully to unlock everything you seek. Stop pretending to be less than you are. Pretending is crazy. I don't feel like I be pretending. I just took that very much personally. Like, I ain't gonna fly. It's like, I ain't gonna sit right here and fly. It's like, I didn't just internalize that little message right there. Because I don't feel like I be pretending. Like, but hey, if you look at it, that's what it is. Like, if I got triggered towards that, maybe it's a reason. Your cosmic power has nothing to do with external gains. Cosmic power cannot be destroyed or lost. You are created by the same force that birthed the sun and the moon. So act like it, my baby. I didn't say that, but I had to add that. Act like you were sent here for a purpose, my baby. Act like your creator is the same creator that made the sun, the moon, the earth, that keeps the sun circulating. That keeps the moon circulating and the air circulating. My baby, like, you got this. You gotta act, you gotta feel that though. You can't just allow yourself to be yourself when you want yourself. You have to show up as yourself every time you show up. If that makes sense. Cause like, stop pretending to be less than you are. Like, when you go into these spaces and you go into these rooms, be you. Be unapologetically you. Because maybe being you can free the spirit of someone who's stuck and stagnant in the loop. I need to do these more often because I don't know where that just came from. But I like receiving messages like that. Yemaya, goddess of awakening. Element water, temple of the high priestess. Goddess Yemaya controls the ocean, the ambiotic fluid that nurtures us before we know ourselves. The healing, loving energy of your Reba mother or Risha deity never leaves you. Wake up. Awaken now to your true self. Are those tears of joy or sorrow? Let them out. Yemaya swallows your tears. You are vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. This is Goddess rising. You are awakening up, and once you have experienced awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. The path of awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You have chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine. You didn't come to transcend this world while you're living in it. You came to dig into the soil, plant yourself, and grow. This ascension is your divine purpose. I am receiving and radiating love. What was the first affirmation? My power shines forth from within. I am receiving and radiating love. My power shines forth from within. Who? I have to show y'all the card because, man, that message was just confirmation of everything that was said within these last 38 videos, 30 minutes. But I'm gonna post this video. Thank you for listening. Drop a like if you rock with your girl. Comment if you relate, and share if you feel called to. Subscribe if you want to. I'm gonna be here. With that being said, peace and love. And if you're watching this during the day, I want you to know this. Don't let no player get in your way. Peace and love.